I gotta have 2 shots. Got that upper and that lower. It's a little far actually. I need a bit higher. I need to get a bit higher. Yeah. We'll take that. All right. So down here, I got a nice tuna steak from my jab, from the Jube. Jube. Hey, back! You fucking Ubo, yeah, as you can see, what we're gonna do, we're gonna cut this tuna steak up, and a little bit of butter, a little bit of olive oil, a little cayenne pepper, salt and pepper, both sides, 3 minutes aside. We're just gonna sear it, have that nice blue in the middle. It'll just melt in your mouth. I'm gonna cut a couple steaks right now, save some for later, second dinner, you know how it goes. Now, you want a really sharp knife when you're, so what we're actually gonna do in this video is I'm gonna take the skin off the back of this tuna, and then we'll cut it into probably like 10-ounce steaks, because I'm a big boy, and I don't like no 6-ounce portion. This ain't no catering event. You need a fillet knife, though. Definitely need a fillet knife. Oh, found it, okay. Here's my, my fish cutting knife, right? Probably shouldn't use a cup of plastic because it definitely dulls the blade, but actually not my knife. My knife is at work. And then just generally, like general kitchen stuff, should wash my hands before I handle this meat, and I will wash the meat as well. I know it's super fresh. I know it was just cut today. It's Big Eye. This is sushi quality, but you know, general stuff. You definitely should wash your hands and wash the meat before it gets in the pan. All right, so do that quick. And for those of you worried, 3 minutes aside, you're telling me this tuna steak's going to be done in 6 minutes? I know it's a scary thing. How raw can you eat a tuna steak? And it's a little bit different. I mean, it depends where you get it. If you're going to the grocery store, you're probably getting pre-cut loins that are already cut and whatnot. You might want to cook those a little bit more. But this is just a different situation because this fish right here is just beyond fresh. It's just the freshest of fish. There's a little bit of damage right here, you can see. It's damaged though. It's not like sashi, so there's no like bacteria in this. Sometimes when you're looking at this fish, you can see these tiny little eggs, which is like a bacteria that lays eggs inside the tuna fish while it's living, right? Crazy. And what happens is it leaves this sashi inside of it, which is just not good. Like you could still eat it, but like not sushi quality. You definitely want to cook it all the way through because it's a bacteria. But this one, as you can see, has no sashi, no bacteria, a generally very good looking loin, but I got beat up a little bit. I mean, hence why get it a bit cheaper. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna skin this baby because I don't cook with the skin. And I'm not nearly as good as the filleters at work at taking the skin off. It's one of my first times, so judge me, that's all I'm saying. We're getting into it, no? I'll try to have two cameras going on this so you can see you can see what's going on really is. See, now what you're trying to do here is just take just the skin off with as little as the meat as possible. So we're getting into it. Oh, it's full? Oh, that sucks. Second camera just filled up all of its space, so we're gonna just be one filmer right now. I'll try to give you guys a better shot here. All right. I'll get you guys a little bit of a better shot. I know there's definitely going to be people laughing at me in the comments. This is no Pilato. I mean, it is actually going to become skinless. It will be Pilato. I think the actually rough translation is skinny in Spanish. But, okay. All right, so we got the skin right here. All gone, skinless. Now we're skinless. And we're just gonna clean this side up because it's just not as pretty as we want right now. And like, not that this even needs to be done, but it's just like, this will leave like a little bit of a chewy portion on the side of your tuna steak. And like, I'm serving these to some friends and I don't want them questioning what's going on with the steak personally. So. Clean it up. Now for me, that's pretty much there. We'll take it. And then we want to take out any of this bloodline. Yeah, we'll take out the bloodline. So we'll start here. All right, so you can see you got the bloodline here, right? Oh, we'll take this out. And also, it's not like this isn't edible or tasty. This is actually how you judge the quality of a tuna steak, is definitely in the bloodline. But it becomes quite brown, and it's actually just more or less visually appealing once you cook it. So it's just like, it's the dark meat, you know. It's like your cousin probably wants it, like at Thanksgiving. I want that dark meat. Yo, save that turkey neck for me. But nobody here wants that dark meat. So took away the dark meat. Got a pretty decent looking line here. We're gonna wash it off, like I said before, right? Oh, not up. No hot wash. I want that cold. Wash it up. Hey, water stays hot for a while. All right. Now we're right back where we were, and we're gonna actually cut the steaks out now. All right, so pretty fat, guys. Now, when you cut, you want to hold this stuff together so it doesn't fall apart. I mean, a lot of people have this issue where it's like, you know, they'll cut the steak, right, and the whole thing ends up falling apart. It doesn't end up being, you know, like what they saw on the Food Channel. And everyone's like, well, what happened? Doesn't look like the Food Channel. And a lot of that's just because someone didn't have a sharp knife, trying to cut tuna steaks with a butter knife. Yeah, I don't understand how it happens, but I don't know. You guys managed to do it. So again, I do not have experience. This is, I'm not actually even a cutter. I am a fish mover. So I don't do any of the cutting. I'm just been watching some of my coworkers, and I just learn about it as much as I can. So we're actually gonna save this for later. Don't need this right now. Just have this. We're gonna get the pan going. Wash the hands as much as possible. That's an important part of the gig. So what we'll do here is, as you saw before, cast iron pan. I'm gonna take a little bit of olive oil. I like to do half olive oil and half butter. So just like nice little dollop. You definitely want these things frying. All right, and then high heat. So put this near the highest heat we got, and we're gonna have to turn it on because this shit's gonna get smoking at the end. So we'll have it as high as possible. Get the butter in the pan, and you know, we're gonna be eating like a king in about 7 minutes. Gotta get that butter. Definitely got to get that butter. All right. Now we got the butter. butter knife. Take a dollop. Like that? Yeah. So yeah, cuts about this much butter. Ooh, jeez. Toss that in the pan. That'll get melty too. Now, another way the internet will tell you how to check if the pan's hot enough for frying is throw a couple peppercorns ungrounded in there, and when they start to pop, that's time to throw the tuna in. Now, I don't just keep a bunch of peppercorns in my kitchen, probably most like many of you, so unless you're going to open up your pepper grinder to get a couple peppercorns, you're just going to have to guess. And when it seems super hot is usually when it is, all right? So we probably have 2 minutes until that's ready to go. And see, this is where the magic happens. A little bit of cayenne pepper. This is super simple recipe. It's simple, stupid, sexy, man. Keep it simple, even if it seems stupid. Make a sexy meal out of it, right? Salt, pepper, cayenne pepper. That's all you're gonna need here. That's all you're gonna need, right? A little bit of cayenne. Now, if you don't like the hot, I still recommend a little bit of cayenne. Just go a bit sparingly. All right. You can probably hear in the background that that pan. Oh, yep, it is. Definitely, it's already hot enough. So I'm gonna pull it off the heat for a second while we're still getting these guys ready. I keep one hand to move them, one clean hand to get these things going. A little pepper, and this is all personal preference. I mean, you do this a couple times, you're gonna know, like, oh yeah, I like mine with a little more cayenne. I like mine a little bit. Yeah, I only do 2 minutes aside because I like mine a little more raw. So work that in, flip it over. I mean, this really is a meal good enough for the king, Elvis, you know, hunka burning love. Why would you have a peanut butter sandwich when you could have a tuna steak? That's what I always wondered. I was like, so he is the king of rock and roll, right? And the guy chooses to have peanut butter sandwiches with a peanut butter banana sandwich, you know, a hunka burning love. It's like, what if he just had a little bit more class, a little bit more culture, you know? A little bit more, this is where it gets interesting. Raw hand. I'm gonna have to clean the top of this. But it's like, you know, if he was a tuna steak guy, it would be a little different. You know, hunka tuna steak. Yeah, it's Elvis's favorite meal, you know? I doubt we would even ever talk about it. So it's probably better that the guy likes what he likes. All right, so we're gonna drop these guys in the pan now. I'll show you that pan vision, right? Give you that pan vision. Okay. Now this is where we're at. Give you that pan vision. Okay, you can hear it. Definitely ready for the meat. So 9. So now at this point, I don't put the timer on anymore. But the timer is definitely helpful. So if you feel more comfortable, throw the timer on, and you know, in a minute 30, flip them. Another minute 30, flip them. It should be very simple. I know I said earlier 3 minutes aside. I was mistaken, a little bit dyslexic over here. 1 minute and 30 seconds per side. You do 3 minutes, you're definitely cooking that thing straight through. 3 minutes if you got sashi, the bacteria we talked about earlier. But I'm gonna clean my hands, and I'll give you some up shots. I got this to flip with, right? And then I'll show you what's going on here. All right, so they're obviously just cooking away. We're gonna flip soon. We'll be flipping this crap very soon. Move them around a little bit. If you added enough oil, and if it is hot enough, you really shouldn't even be worried about them sticking. If you were a little light on the oil and you're like, trying to be a bit healthy, worried about these sticking, you know, that's just not going to work. You want a big buttery pan, you want 2 types of oils. Yeah, and I like these more on the blue side, so I'm actually going to flip now. I think they've probably been down for about a minute 15. Oh, yeah. All right. I'll show you what we got here. All right, you see they're cooking. Tops definitely look cooked. You can see it's a little bit blue, but that'll go away. Not worried about it. They're crispy in some portion, right here and here, and they're coming. And this is when it starts to get a bit smoky, because usually what happens. Oh. High heat. All right, get the plate ready, and these are gonna be done. One more time. So smoke out, that smoke I was talking about, it will definitely get you. It's pretty strong stuff. All right, now I'm gonna pull these guys. I think they're blowing up. They definitely look seared on each side. I'll cut the heat. This one just needs a little bit longer. I have this tiny little piece of tuna right here. You can see right here, it's really high quality. High quality tuna. All right, and just a bit later, bam. Bunch of good-looking tuna steaks. Now I'm not gonna say they're better. I'm not gonna sit here and say I made something better than a 5-star restaurant. I might not even say it's just as good. Sorry, I lost you there for a second. I'm not gonna say what I created here is, better than a restaurant. I'm not pairing it with anything. I'm just gonna eat this steak straight up. No veggies, just steak. Steak up on my plate. A little tuna steak. And for those of you wondering, what's the difference between ahi tuna and other tuna? Nothing. Ahi tuna is yellowfin. And actually, this is neither of those. It just sounds fun saying it after. This is a big eye tuna. And big eye tuna, yep, believe it or not, it is actually better than the yellowfin. It's sushi grade. It's very good stuff. So a little bit of damage. That's why we got it cheaper today. Yeah, I got it for about $3 a pound. Which is murder, because I was at Costco the other day, which is Costco, cost cutters, and it was $35 for 2 pounds of tuna steaks, and they didn't look nearly as good as this, because you got to think, like, if the tuna steak was cut that morning, or that loin was cut that morning, and then it gets put in a truck on ice, which gets shipped to a bigger warehouse, which gets eventually sent to the right Costco. By the time you get there, maybe it sat in the Costco, maybe you got it that day, and it's only been cut a day and a half ago. But maybe it sat in the Costco for a day, and now you're getting 2.5 old day fish. So it's like, how fresh is the fish you're eating? I mean, obviously I'm privileged here, and I cut the fish, so, or I watch the fish be cut. I don't really cut anything, except for the fish in my kitchen, the kitch. Yeah, I mean, obviously, me getting $2.50 a pound on this great tuna steak, $5 for 2 pounds of steak is unheard of. This is cheaper than pork for me, so I eat up. But if you like what you learned in this cooking video, I'd like to make more. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe below, just so I know to keep on cooking. Ciao.